What's up, guys? Welcome back to Latin Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. Unfortunately, when I was going to record this video, or I guess the video you guys are about to watch, I'm actually recording this like a week and a half after I did that video. But basically, what you're about to watch today is a restaurant that was recommended to us from one of our viewers a very long time ago. I did try going once before, and they just happened to be closed the one day I went for like a special private event that they were doing for their employees. But we finally had a chance to go. With that said, when we got there, unfortunately, the memory card, the SD card inside of the camera went bad. It went corrupted, and it would not let me. I tried to clear it. I tried to do as much as I could. I didn't have a computer at the time with me at the restaurant, so I just had to go with what we could do, and ended up recording the entire thing on the iPhone. So hopefully the audio quality and everything should be good on the video. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy it. Next week, we'll be back to our regular broadcast with our camera and equipment, but enough talking. Guys, you got to check this place out. It is a franchise. They are located in a lot of different places around the US. This specific location is right next to the Orlando airport, so it's a really prime location to go if you guys like barbecue. I thought the food was pretty dang good, but enough talking. You guys got to check it out. All right, guys, awesome. So we are here. We made it. Unfortunately, the camera is out of commission. I don't know how the sound is going to be here. I am really concerned with that, so it's going to be a super quick video. Today, we're actually, as I mentioned before, at Mission BBQ. It is an amazing barbecue restaurant that a few viewers have actually recommended to me for a very long time, and I just never had a chance to visit. Finally came today, and of course when we got here the camera refused to turn on, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so the food is out. We ended up getting quite a few different amount of meat. There is more on the menu, which, as you guys know, the description is gonna have the website, that way you guys can look at it. This is a franchise. It is located, I think that he's mentioned it was 134 different locations all over the US, so that's pretty good. With that said, I've never been here before. This is genuinely our first time. Let's go ahead and check this out. All right, guys, so we're gonna kind of rush through this here. So you have your typical piece of cornbread on there. You have this beautiful smoked brisket with a beautiful pink ring. You have the pulled pork, pulled chicken. We also went ahead and got coleslaw. We got some mac and cheese. We got some of their ribs, which we'll have to cut ourselves, but I can't wait for that. We have this amazing large order of fries. And they were nice enough to let us try all these different sides here. You have potato salad, mashed potatoes, collard greens, green bean salad, and then I believe those are their baked beans. But yeah, enough talking. We're gonna go ahead and dig in. All right, guys, awesome. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and dig into this. You go ahead and get a fork here. Usually you could eat with your hands, but it is what it is. So first thing we're gonna try here, even though I'm dying to try the brisket, first thing we're gonna try is the chicken right here. Nice and juicy, ton of smoked flavor. You have a mixture of like white meat with dark meat. Honestly, you can see all the juices on the bottom there. And this has been sitting on the plate for a while, but absolutely delicious. You could actually see some of the pink in that chicken as well. Really good. Oh man. And it's not overly salty, which is a huge concern in most other places. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna try is gonna be their pulled pork here. This looks absolutely phenomenal. Let's go ahead and try this out. Super juicy as well. I was a little concerned that it might be salty, but it's really not. It's seasoned perfectly. You got a little bit of pepper taste in there. And not only that, like I mentioned, super juicy, nice, hot, and steamy. And then it's just amazing smoke flavor on this. You don't see any smoke ring or anything like that because it's pulled pork, but phenomenal. Again, that's really good. Let's try a little tiny piece of the cornbread here. It's not as dense as your typical cornbread. It is dry, but that's normal. It's a little bit crumbly, but it's really airy, which is nice. Next thing we're gonna try is this beautiful brisket. As I mentioned, you have this amazing ring around it from the smoke. It's nice and juicy. You could already tell super tender. You have a good cap of fat right here. But we're gonna go ahead and just try it out and see how it is. Let me see if I can get this on the fork. Let's try this beautiful bite. All right, guys, here we go. The outside seasoning, really good, but because the way they cut this, you're not getting too much of that flavor on the outside. Really fatty, nice and juicy when you bite down, extremely extremely tender. I can't say this enough. I'm like barely pulling it apart here. But wow, that is phenomenal. All right, guys, awesome. So the next thing here is gonna be the fries. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of ketchup on it. They're pretty good in flavor, but they're your typical fries. You do get a large amount. They do have the skin on them as well, so that, you know, keep that in mind. But I think they're pretty delicious. They kind of remind me a little bit of Five Guys fries, but maybe not as greasy. All right, guys, next thing we're gonna start digging into these sides. Let's go ahead and check these out. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and try this coleslaw. It's nice and saucy there on the bottom. You have the typical cabbage, purple cabbage, carrots, a bit of the pieces of pepper in there. Let's go ahead and try this out. All right, guys, here we go. It's nice, sweet, acidic, super flavorful. Now, something I like is that all the vegetables are shredded very, very thinly. And because they're shredded very thinly, it's a very light bite despite it. You still get that beautiful crunch, and it's ever slightly so sweet, which kind of counters all the richness from all the different meats that you're eating. All right, guys, so next thing we're gonna try is this mac and cheese. It's a nice little layer of dried cheese on the top. Let's go ahead and try this out. Good amount of cheese in there. Top layer is nice and dried here. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Macaroni themselves are decently cooked. A little tiny bit mushy, but not bad at all in flavor. It's not overwhelming. It's not overly cheesy either. I think it's a good balance. On top of that, you have these like little baked pieces of like bread on the top, like breadcrumbs. Adds a little bit of crunch to the bites. Hey guys, the next thing we're gonna try here are the ribs. You have baby back ribs. Oh man, just trying to pick it up. This is like super fall apart, fall off the bone. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and try this out. Super tender, super well seasoned, nice and pink from the smoke. I'll show you guys this. This is literally just using the fork, and it just falls right apart, right off that bone. Let's go ahead and try this. Look at that beautiful pink ring here. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and take a bite of this. Okay, guys, I already had a bite, but I'll take one more just because. And keep in mind, I'm eating all this bare, but my wife has been enjoying a bunch of different barbecue sauces that they have. Smoky, they have Texas Twang, Memphis Belle. They actually serve it in like a 6-pack. Can't really show you right now because it's actually behind the phone. And since I don't have a stand for the phone, it's literally sitting on it. But my wife told me that every sauce she's tried, some are sweet, some are tangy, but it adds a little bit more flavor. But in all honesty, this doesn't need it. That's just like the cherry on top. All right, guys, and this last part here is gonna be the lightning round. It has all the different appetizers that went ahead and they were nice enough because I actually only ordered 2 of them. So let's check this out. Of course, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and try this beautiful chunky potato salad. Try a little bit. Now this, I don't know if this is normally how they come, but this is what they were nice enough to give me so I can try it all out. You can see the seasonings in that potato salad. It's nice and cold. Let's try this out. And here we go. You have large chunks of potato, little chunks of celery to add a little bit of a crunch to the bite. Super creamy. Potatoes nice and soft. Some of the skin's on there, adds a little bit to texture. It looks like all their potatoes typically have the skin on them, whether it's the fries, potato salad, or even what we're gonna have next, which is the mashed potatoes here. You can see that it actually has some of the chunks here. We're gonna go ahead and get a spoonful of this. Here we go, let's try that out. Perfectly seasoned. I do taste a hint of butter in there, not overly buttered. Pretty good. It's a nice little creamy texture and balance. With all that richness and creaminess, let's go ahead and have some collard greens here. Let's go ahead and just try some of this out here. Still nice and steamy. It's tomatoes. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh man, these collard greens are delicious. A little bit of acidity, a little bit of a bitterness to kind of counteract again that richness from the potatoes. Next thing here is their baked beans. He did mention that they were sweet, so let's go ahead and try these out. So it tastes like baked beans drenched in like a little bit of barbecue sauce. It's nice and thick. There's a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of tanginess to the bite. Wow, not bad at all. Not bad at all. A little bit of pulled pork in there. Kind of reminds me of Sloppy Joe's, at least the flavor. The last one we're gonna have is the green beans here. Let's go ahead and just try a little bit. Does look like it has some sort of nuts on top of it. Here we go. Not bad. A little bit salty in my opinion, but that's because it has little bits of like nuts and even bacon as well, like smoked bacon. It's not bad, but me personally, I wouldn't order this. But it's definitely very nice of them that they provided it. It's definitely not bad. It's a good way to get a little bit of fiber in. With that said, guys, like I said, it was gonna be a quick video. Very delicious. Honestly, out of all the places we've been to, personally, I liked Cecile's barbecue, which is a Texas barbecue, but their meats were like super overly seasoned, and it ended up being too salty after a couple of bites. Four Rivers, in my opinion, is one of the worst like barbecue places you can go to. So definitely, I appreciate the viewer that mentioned this place and told us to go ahead and try this out, because if this is a franchise and the quality is the same as this one's right next to the Orlando airport. So again, you have different choices, and this one's located in a very centralized area, but 100% I would recommend it. It's the first time and probably won't be the last time that we're coming here, just because of how good of an experience we've ended up having. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was short, just a little bit different with this phone, the angle. Hopefully the sound all came out okay. With that said, guys, I can never say it enough. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps the algorithm so we can keep pumping this content out. With that said, I will enjoy the rest of this because, of course, we didn't finish yet. I will see you guys next Sunday, and until then, let's just keep on eating.